Stop trying to be liked. Stop trying to be impressive. Stop trying to control how life responds to you. The Stoics discovered something most people never realize. The moment you stop needing anything, you become powerful. Not loud power, not aggressive power, but the kind of power that makes people listen when you speak and hesitate before they cross you. This video is about that power, the problem no one admits. Most people are exhausted. Not because they work too hard, but because they care too much about the wrong things. They care about approval, they care about outcomes, they care about how they're perceived, and this constant caring puts them in a weak position. Epictetus said, "If you want to be invincible, make yourself dependent on nothing that is not in your control." Read that again. Most people do the opposite. They hand their emotional state to other people's opinions. Money they don't yet have, outcomes they can't guarantee. That's not ambition, that's emotional debt. Why needing is the fastest way to lose power. Needing creates pressure. Pressure creates behavior that repels what you want. When you need approval, people feel it. When you need success, you rush. When you need certainty, you overthink. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote reminders to himself not to crave praise, not to fear loss, and not to chase external validation. Why? Because the person who needs nothing cannot be controlled. Think about it. You cannot threaten someone who has already accepted loss. You cannot manipulate someone who doesn't crave validation. You cannot intimidate someone who is at peace with uncertainty. This is not indifference. This is freedom, the Stoic shift that changes everything. Here is the shift. You stop asking, "How do I get what I want?" and start asking, "How do I become stable no matter what happens?" Stability is magnetic. People trust stable people. Opportunities move towards stable people. Money stays with stable people. Unstable people repel what they chase. That's why calm confidence outperforms desperation every time. The Stoics didn't try to dominate the world. They mastered themselves, and that mastery made them unshakable. The rule of inner territory. The Stoics divided life into two categories: what you control, what you don't, your thoughts, your actions, your values, your effort. These are yours. Other people, outcomes, timing, luck, these are not. The moment you try to control what isn't yours, you leak energy. Most anxiety is caused by crossing this boundary, trying to manage perception, trying to guarantee results, trying to force timing. The Stoic solution is ruthless clarity. You act with excellence, then you release the result, not because you don't care, but because caring beyond your control is self-sabotage. Why calm people win long-term? Look closely at people who succeed sustainably. They're not frantic, they're not reactive, they don't explain themselves endlessly, they move slower, they choose carefully, they respond, not react. This isn't personality, it's training. The Stoics trained themselves to pause between stimulus and response. That pause is where power lives. When someone insults you and you don't react, you win. When plans fall apart and you adapt calmly, you win. When others panic and you stay composed, you win. Calm is not weakness. Calm is dominance over chaos. The Stoic way to stop overthinking. Overthinking is the mind trying to control the future. The Stoics solved this by narrowing focus. Ask yourself one question: what is required of me right now? Not tomorrow, not next year, not the perfect outcome, right now. Then do that. This collapses anxiety instantly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Overthinking fades when attention returns to the present. The present is always manageable. Why detachment attracts everything. Here's the paradox most people miss. Detachment doesn't push things away, it removes resistance. When you're detached, you speak more clearly, you negotiate better. You walk away when needed, you don't tolerate disrespect. People sense this immediately. The Stoics weren't passive, they were selective, they didn't cling, they chose, and life responds differently to someone who can walk away. The identity that makes you untouchable. The final Stoic identity is simple. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to get something and start seeing yourself as someone who chooses. You choose your actions, you choose your standards, you choose your response. Everything else becomes secondary. This identity creates a quiet confidence that doesn't need to announce itself. You don't rush, you don't chase, you don't beg, you move forward. A Stoic anchor you can use daily. When things feel uncertain, return to this. I control my effort. I release the outcome. I remain steady. Say it slowly. This is not positive thinking. This is psychological discipline. Over time, this rewires how you experience life. Final words: the world is loud, reactive, desperate for validation. The Stoic stands apart, not above, but grounded. While others exhaust themselves trying to control life, you master yourself. And that is the advantage that compounds forever. Stay calm, stay disciplined, stay free. That is the Stoic way.